Welcome to Peace Place. Birthed from the heart of the Black woman's experience, still BWWP, baby. Bold, inclusive, and healing. What began as one woman's voice to her SistaNistas has grown into a gathering space where everyone is welcomed, seen, and included. Here, we honor the roots while widening the circle. I'm your favorite podcast host, TracyMac. Let's journey in peace together. Well, hey y'all, it's TracyMac. Listen. Contrary to popular belief, I do not do a whole lot of talking, especially at home. My warm cake and Owen can attest to the fact that Owen talks more than I do at home. Sometimes Owen will even talk me to sleep. He's an introvert. He's just the type of person, he will talk your head off if he likes you or if he feels comfortable around you. And so I guess he feels real comfortable with me. And I'm not even a phone person due to years of coaching and counseling and consulting and all that type of thing. You know, you get tired. You get tired of talking and you get tired of listening. So when it comes to personal relationships, I can go days, weeks, months, decades and not talk. And it has nothing to do with me feeling a type of way about a person, as long as during my silence, negative things haven't popped off because of it. But then when we do talk, if I've gone days, months, weeks, years, decades, we're going to be on the phone for a couple hours and we're going to have a good time cutting across each other, laughing, joking, reminiscing, catching up about new things, just talking about life. And so there's no one I talk to every single day outside of my home, even my parents. We communicate every day because they're elderly and I do want to make sure they're safe and taken care of. But we may not have a conversation at length every day of the week. And I don't have any problem with it because like my dad used to say, if it's God, it'll keep, you know. So with that being said, I was listening to my mom today. You know, after you talk to older people, and sometimes people throw older people away like they don't have anything to offer. But let me tell you, the wisdom of just sitting at an old person's feet. Now, just because somebody may be chronologically old, it doesn't mean that they have wisdom. But when those that have chosen to learn some things in life and they're seasoned and you talk to them, baby, they have so much wisdom to share, especially if they're real transparent about their lives. And they talk about some of the things they used to do. And you'd be like, dang. But anyway, and listening to her, because she's had the same set of friends for the most part since they were in kindergarten, y'all. And that amazes me because I don't have that luxury. I still may know people from elementary school, but we ain't tight. I'm talking her and her friends, still tight. And my mom moved away from Portsmouth, Virginia for about 30-something years. And there wasn't a whole lot of connections, but time she moved back, it was like the band was back together again. There was no animosity, no issue. They all just took off right where they left off. And I love that too. But she was sharing with me about one of her friends, and I have permission from my mom to tell the story, but I don't have her friend's permission, so I'm going to keep her anonymity. And back in the 40s and 50s, when Black folks were first able to were allowed to buy houses, my grandpa bought a house in an up-and-coming neighborhood, and he was so proud to buy his house, and it was 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, kitchen. But over the years, my grandpa added to that house, and it was a 6-bedroom, still 1 bathroom, no. Kitchen, den area, front porch, back porch, shop. When he first bought the house, him and my grandma moved in, and my uncle, back then, they just had one child. And wouldn't you know it, my great-grandma, my grandmother's mother, bought a house right across the street, and he was fit to be tied, but he had to live with it until the day she died. And they bought that house too. But in that up-and-coming neighborhood, you got to take your mind back to the 50s. Think about the black, you know, everything was in black and white then, literally. It seemed like it's heading there now, but anyway. With that, educators lived in the city, people that had their own little business. My grandpa, he worked at the Naval Air Station, but he also repaired TVs and radios, and it was just a great place. And so in that up-and-coming community, with all of that going on, there was another community right behind it, and my mom's friend, who she's still friends with now, lived in that community. Well, I'm not sure of the circumstances that happened in her life, but her family had to leave that house, and they had to move to the projects downtown. And in that move to the projects, my mom noticed how her friend changed. She would come to school late every day. She would fight all the time and win. And my mom said she would come in class late every day. And the teacher would say, "You're late. You need to stop coming to school late. I'm tired of you being late." And he would send her back out the door to go to the office to get a tardy slip. And it got to the point he stopped talking. And she would come in late and he would just point to the door. My mom said she would walk hard and go back out the door, go get a slip and come back. She'd come in late, he'd point to the door, she'd walk down the hall, go get the tardy slip, come back. He'd point to the door, she'd walk down the hall, go get the tardy slip and come back. And one day she came back with the tardy slip and she handed it to the teacher and she said, "You might as well keep it because I'm going to be late tomorrow." She used to fight all the time. And my mom said that there were times that she didn't have money for things. Her friend didn't have money for things. She didn't have money for her cap and gown. And one of the other friends bought her cap and gown. She was excellent. She was an excellent athlete. And she didn't have money for some of the athletic equipment, including her shoes. And that same friend that bought the cap and gown bought her shoes. And they're still friends to this day. But what I noticed when my mom was telling me the story and some other situations about her friend is nobody ever asked her why she was late or why she didn't have the money. Nobody asked her. Sometimes we're going through things and nobody ever asks us why. What's going on? How are you doing? I mean, really. Another incident she told me about was the friend that helped the other friend out who couldn't buy the cap and gown and who couldn't buy the shoes. One day somebody pulled her hair and the friend who she had helped out saw it. And my mom said within seconds, she climbed that girl like a ninja and beat the brakes off of her. You never know what people are going through. Sometimes it's a good thing to ask. Finding out later that her friend was having to get her 2 little sisters ready for school, that she was having to fight her way to school, sometimes living downtown. Nobody ever asked why. Sometimes people never know. We all say, you never know what people are going through. And we don't. And sometimes we don't take the time to ask why, and we should. And I'd like to leave you with this. Sometimes people never know what we are going through because we don't tell them. And when we don't tell them, we can't hold them accountable to treat us any differently. But if you can, someone like me who is going through a lot of things, and I'm usually very transparent about most of it, even if you don't know what someone has gone through, it always pays to be kind. And I hope you do. Much love and peace. Thank you for spending time with me at Peace Place. This is an inclusive space where we honor the wisdom of Black women while welcoming every heart ready to heal and flourish. To my SistaNistas and to all of you who are part of this circle, you belong here. Until next time, rest is resistance, joy is resistance, and peace is your birthright. Stay rooted, stay included. I'm grateful and I love y'all for real. Much love and peace.